So finally, we are getting that pause, one day down in the market. Now, just because it is down for one day, don't start considering the crash has resumed. Okay, that would be the most stupid thing to do. This is just going to be a correction in what has now become an uptrend from a downtrend. So the first thing is accept it's an uptrend because we have broken past 22,800, 900, 3,000. And now once you have accepted that, then you have to look at how uptrends develop, how they go on. You have periods where it rallies for several days, then you get a consolidation for 3 to 4 days, then again it rallies higher, and so on and so forth. And this goes on till sentiment goes from the opposite end where we had reached, which is extreme bearishness, to the other end, which is back to some degree of bullishness. Until we don't really get there, and that doesn't just mean that, few people putting buy calls on Twitter. That's not what you mean. You have to study the data, the underlying data, the amount of puts to calls, the number of advances happening, the breadth of the market, and the sentiment and positioning. Is everybody long in index futures, short? What is the setup? And we are far from that. I mean, we've barely covered some of the shorts. I think FI has probably covered half of it so far. But domestic institutions, which were the outliers this time, taking a record long position on the market, have only reduced it in the last 2 days, and most of it only yesterday. And after yesterday, it's actually looking like, okay, maybe they've started to book some of those longs. So they're a long way from really getting out of the way. And that is why I think you're a long way away from even getting that top, which will hold out for a couple of weeks. Of course, it will not go back to new lows. That is important to understand. And I'll write a lot more about this and the entire macro setup again in the next long short report. The Feb 1 is done, March end. I'm starting to write it. Hopefully it gets over in the next few days. I was hoping to finish it last week, but that's okay. We are still here. We are at the end of the third wave of what is going on. Will the third extend? What will happen? A lot of possibilities, but basically there's room still to go. So look forward to the long short report over the weekend. And this move, like I said, is an ongoing move, and we are just getting a consolidation inside of that. So that's the main takeaway. The next big thing will still remain the 4th of April tariffs. Everybody's focused on that, but overnight news, Trump has already said it's not going to be so bad. I might say, yeah, that's what I said yesterday, but it doesn't matter. The point is the market has discounted that event, okay, and that is why it is recovering. So it's already fallen ahead of the news, and now the news might not matter as much as you think. I think the bigger news is going to be if Ukraine and Russia come to some kind of truce. That is going to be big news for the oil market and the oil and gas sector.